So the other day I moved the rams, the boy sheep, in the morning, and I moved the girl sheep and the lambs and the dogs in the afternoon. And I put up the morning session of moving the rams. I put that up as part one. So this is part two, and I'm calling it Clearing Brush with Sheep, which is a pretty boring title, but it's kind of what I'm doing. And so if you'd like to kind of see what I'm doing, if you haven't watched part one, check that out. But here's part two. It's a little bit more open area, but it's still brushy, and we're using the sheep to kind of knock back invasive species of trees that are threatening to take over what used to be pasture. So that's what I'm doing, and I hope you'll check it out. And I'm providing it hopefully as a resource to any of you out there who are thinking about starting a farm from scratch, and what you can do on a very small budget to get going in farming. All right, so check it out, and I'll see you at the end. All right, so I had lunch, and now this is where the boy sheep were 2 weeks ago. And you can see where they mowed it, and you can see where they weren't, right? But it's recovering nicely. And it's just the nature of this grass here in the middle. It just goes brown really easily. And I don't know why, but it's the kind of grass. And but it also regrows. And we had some rain yesterday. We've had the perfect amount of rain, so that's where we are. We had lunch. We moved the boy sheep before lunch, and now I'm gonna walk all the way up there and move the girls' sheep and the dogs, and they better get going. Boom. All right, I think this is significant. One of the ways animals impact, hopefully positively, is that their footprints will actually form little puddles. Trying to get a little light here. Their footprints will form puddles, which slows down the movement of water across the landscape. Too much of this kind of impact, and it's a disaster. Just the right amount. Like, this is an area where their water was, and we needed to move them, and so we moved them. Corey did, and this will recede that, but a little bit of this is okay. The rest of the pasture is fine, and this is a week's recovery, and they really hit this hard. They did not eat all these small trees, and I want to see how much of those the sheep will eat. I don't think they're eating many of them up here, although I just saw the boy sheep eating some of that one I think is the same kind. So I got my fences all rolled up in a nice sort of neat pile, neat for me anyway, and I'm gonna figure out, I have a corner here, so I think I'll use this corner there. Zoom in there, and then I can leave the water where it is. I'll just flip the fence over, and I have another corner up there, so I'll basically go down the hill that way and out that way. And I'll either just use two, because I want to keep them a little tighter this time to see if it'll put more pressure on these little trees. So I think maybe if I just make a V and have the two meet up, I think that would work. So that's what I'm doing. And my beautiful boy Spike has been so patient, and Luna's in the Luna place, and the water is running, so I got to check the cows and get this hose over there for them. Okay, bye, gotta go. Look who just showed up. These are my two cows, who I haven't exactly bonded with. Man, they were fly magnets. There's more flies on these than on the Dexters. There is a genetic predisposition to flies, which some people select for. And Yeah, I'm not really ready to scale up in the cattle department yet, but these are important lessons to learn about what I want. I mean, these Dexters are remarkably fly-free in comparison. Look at this. There's some, but they're not like setting up a convention. Look at that. Like, that's a lot of flies on her. So, fly pressure, and that is a big deal. But they are coming to the fresh water, so that's good. Yeah. This is partly why moving fences takes so long, is because there's other stuff you have to do while you're out here. But, like, I'm waiting for the water to fill up, so I'm making a video. That's not wasted time. And then I have to walk over to where those big trees are and turn the pump off. That's how far, that's where our pump is, and it's coming all the way up here and then across the field here. I had to drag it from over there. So now I'm gonna send the sheep and the dogs that way. I can use the same water point, but we're gonna have to fix the other pump that's on the bridge, blah, blah, blah. There's so much to think about, so much to do. And there's some electrical thing going on with that. So anyway. Oh, you touched the fence and got a snap. Wow. Whew. Yeah. Corey's got 10,000 volts running through that, and I'm very careful not to touch that thing. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go turn the pump off because by the time I get there, this one will be full. All right. Bye, girls. Nice talking to you. Well, it is just about the perfect weather, and we complain as farmers. We complain so much about the weather that I wanted to just document a day. It's 70 degrees, it's breezy, it's sunny, it's really nice. It's not too muggy, not too dry. It's one of those days that the human body seems to really like. And so I just wanted to document that. And the breeze is blowing through the grasses and the trees, and it's making a lovely sound. And yeah, it's also, the wind's also blowing the highway noise, but hey, we live in the real world. But the animals are chilling. I'm gonna give them another section. They have 3 fences now, I think. And I'm gonna give them 2 on the other side of one of them. So I'm just kind of making a triangle. Here's the animals. My idea today is to just kind of compile a day in the life, because I haven't done that in a while. This is my 2nd year with animals, and maybe my 10th year. I started with plants and worked my way up to animals. Anyway, the dogs are chilling in the shade. The sheep seem to be okay in the sun, although I'm working towards getting them a spot that has shade, particularly in July. That's one of my goals, is to move them strategically so that I can always give them some sun and some shade. So we're working on that, and now it's time to mow a path for the new fence. So where the post is where I thought this fence would end. I have a little bit around the corner that I'm going to wrap around. So I moved it this way a little bit. So I have a couple of choices. I can actually make a wider swath through these little trees, or I can make a different angle up the hill. Either way, I mowed area that I didn't need to mow, and that kind of, that's annoying to me. Or I can go at an angle to where it gets bushy and then go in and back up the path that I already have. So that's okay, because this is stuff the cows went through, and this is what they didn't eat. And the ferns have popped up. The sheep will nail those. And the question is whether they'll nail these little trees. If they do nail them, I'll come in and mow afterwards. If they don't nail them, I gotta come in and mow, because without the trees, the grass can do much better. So those are some thoughts. and I'll figure it out. Boom. Since the mower's here, and since this area has been really heavily hit by the cows, I decided I'm gonna take up the space by going out this way and swinging in to that pole. And that will give another little tree for the sheep and some second growth grass here, and that way I won't have to mess with the other path at all. And the brush mower is right here, so economy of movement. And we're still past the point where I want to be. So at this point, maybe I just wrap the corners, but let's see what we have coming down the hill. If we overshoot it or undershoot it, and that will help us figure it out. I mean, you could measure this stuff too, but geez, who wants to carry around a 200-foot measuring tape? Oh, I could probably find it in my phone. There's probably some app that I don't want to take the time to find. But I just like kind of doing it this way. Usually I'm spot on, but somehow I screwed up on this one. So these are the 3 girls I got last year. They're all moms now. And of course Spike wanted the attention. You're such an attention hound. They know they're gonna get to move and they love that. And so I need to get back to work. See if these fences. Oh, hey, Spike. Don't mess with them. You're a good boy. Good boy, thank you. All right, I gotta get back to work so then I can move and get. All right, so one of the reasons I like to do 2 passes with a brush mower is because then I can just lay the fence down pretty easily. I don't have to worry about snags. So it's all laid out. It goes pretty much exactly where I want it to go. I think it's gonna go a little farther than the step-in post way at the bottom. Step-in post right there. And so I think it'll meet the other one just fine, or I can just move the other one back this way and do the wraparound there, or I can do the wraparound there. Doesn't have to be perfect, folks. That's the thing. There's so much room, there's so much margin for approximate in this business of farming. That's what I like about it, because that's how my brain is wired, you know? And look at these 2 goofnicks. Yes. And it's so great to see them every day. Wow, great office, great co-workers. Cowabunga, back to work. So I actually got the distance pretty accurate, but in my brain hadn't really comprehended that there's this fence, the corner isn't there. I measured it as if the corner was there, even though I thought I'd compensated for this. But they're eager, so I'm gonna go up and let them out over there, and then I'll add a bunch of I'll get things out of there that the dogs can chew, like my pile of stuff there, and I'll use the step-in post to support everything. Then I'll hook up the power. I may move the power down the hill to that corner, but we'll see. It's up there, not very convenient. I'd like having the power or the charger where I kind of come to it first. So, you know, like here would be a good spot, and there's plenty of sun, and the fence isn't between it and the sun. So this could be a possibility, or over there, and then it's ready for the next move. So I'll probably put it over there. But it's all strategy, and it's a puzzle, and they are starting to eat these trees a little bit, but they're not nailing them. And they may nail them later in the season. I don't know. They may like the leaves later. Because last year the girls just nailed any little tree except for a honeysuckle. So, but you can see where they've been for exactly a week, and you can see where they're going. And again, back to work. Right, and I am recording this time. I missed the moving the boys out. Come on, ship. Ship. think everybody's across. Close the gate. I'll secure that in a moment, but they are always happy to move. I gotta move my shade thing, I gotta move the water, and gotta support with T-posts or stepping posts, so I'm not done yet. It's not a huge area, but I think it'll hold them for a week, and kind of typically they go to the far end to see how far they can go, and then they start working their way back. And so I'm pretty sure I secured all the corners, and this is what they did. They didn't they didn't destroy it. They didn't eat it down to the nubs. But they definitely didn't nail the trees. They nailed some of them, and they nailed part of, I don't know, so. But they topped the grass. They totally topped the grass, and they trampled some of it down. The dogs helped with that, and the dogs, of course, chewed the water line up to the orchard up the hill. So I got to replace that, and yeah, I like taking these little camera breaks, but I got to get back to work and finish this. Bye. Where's Spike? Where he always is. Where's Luna? Where she always is. You're pretty predictable. Pretty darn predictable. Evidently, she likes rolling in the tall grass. And oh my God, does she ever need to be clipped in her behind? I hate to say it, but she's a dingleberry hound. That's right. One of the sheep is caught on this water hose, but the dogs have chewed it, so I'm gonna cut it up there and get it out of their pasture so the dogs don't think they can chew it anymore. All right, have fun. Have fun. Okay, yes, have fun. I dragged the hose from way over there where it was going to the cows, and we had a sweet little water system hooked up, but we ran into a snag with it, so we're on our gasoline-powered pump. This portion of the program has been brought to you by Maremma Sheepdogs. Maremmas, less likely to wander than the Disappearanese, the great Disappearanese, from what I've heard. But yes, they do all the same stuff. This buddy is just a lover boy. And Luna is a little more independent, I should say. She's not less affectionate. She loves to be rubbed, but Spike definitely takes the cake. He's constantly he's always next to me if I'm here. He is next to me. So, but it doesn't ruin him as a sheepdog. He's not ruined because I'm petting him. You know what I mean? He likes it out here. This is his home, and he's got a job to do, and he sees me every day, and every day he gets loved. And he gets to play with his buddy Luna. He's not indoors. He's not, so many dogs live indoors, and people go to work and they leave them alone all day, and then they come home and maybe spend a half hour with them. These guys, they're out in nature, and they have so many things to do and so many things to see. And I think there's a meadowlark on the far fence. Let's see if I can find it with a camera. I think that's it, but it might be a bluebird instead. I can't see that far away. All right, and this water is full. Now we're gonna move it over to Spike's water. That takes a lot longer to fill up, and there's plenty of gronk in there. So let's see if we can maybe wash some of that out and dump it. Yes, he's right there helping me. He's my buddy. Oh, Corey's calling me. Gotta go. All right, so I just had a good conversation with Corey about the water system, and we have kind of an interesting situation here. We have behind me here, we have the little river, and I've been watering my flock with this gasoline pump. Now, over on the bridge is an electric pump, and I got to switch the camera. So over on the bridge is an electric pump, and it goes to this 3/4 inch hose that runs all the way down there and all the way up to an orchard above where the sheep are, way over there. But Corey and I are talking about putting a trunk line kind of along the middle here so that we could then pull off it on either side with just hoses or, you know, or lightweight pipe. And what's nice about collaborating with Corey is he knows how to do all this stuff, right? And if you're starting a farm from scratch, you're not going to know everything. You're not going to have all the skills you need, and you're going to have to develop enough of a personality, even if you're a shy farmer. You're going to have to develop enough of a personality to find other people to complement your strengths. So I was saying, you want to find other people who will complement your strengths. I'm not afraid to spend money to get things done. My time is valuable, and money is an illusion. Money is hypnosis. Money is just a way to store energy. And solving problems, money is a very good tool to solve problems so that you don't struggle. For me, there's friction. If I can't just get done what I need to get done, I start feeling this friction. And I will do almost anything to avoid that, including spend money. So I'm going to invest in some pipe tomorrow, and Corey and I are going to do this together, and I'm going to videotape it. So that's coming. How to get water to a field, right? And we're very lucky to have this river here. On my other farm, my other property where the pigs are, there's a spring. And that's an electric or a gas pump. Not, it can't be electric, it has to be gas. A gas pump would work. If there was a solar system that was strong enough to run a pump, electric might work. And that's something we'll check into in the future. But to get it done today, it's not going to be perfect, but to get it done, to get started, to get going, that's really maybe the message that we need to remind ourselves, and to realize again that help is out there, and you're going to have to ask for it. You're going to have to find it. You're going to have to develop a community of people who you can do this with. And that's kind of part of what I've been doing. And I'm so grateful to all my friends that are like, yeah, I'm doing it too. This is something we can do, some small thing we can do to help do something positive in the world. And people want that. And I hope you want it. And I hope you'll join us in this adventure. So if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, leave a comment, give it a like, share it with somebody, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, love, and grooviness over and out. Boom. All right, so it's 3:47. We started at 9. I took a lunch break, and I got the rams moved, and I got the ewes and the lambs moved along with the dogs. And tomorrow, hopefully Corey and I can start upgrading the water system so we can just keep moving and have water, at least in the summertime, wherever we're gonna be. So all in all, a good day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. I'm just gonna put all these little pieces together tonight and just put it up on my channel. I'm not quite sure what I'll call it yet, but a day in the life of a starting a startup farmer, the day in the life of starting a farm from scratch, the day in the life of a musician, farmer, minister, the day in the life of somebody who's just trying to make small change in the world that leads hopefully to bigger change and really good food and really good treatment for animals and being out in nature and just being alive on this beautiful planet. Peace, love, and grooviness. I'll catch you in the next one. Always check out my Sunday messages on Sunday. Check out some of the shorts I'm doing on YouTube Shorts. And if you're in the Albany, New York area, once a month, the first weekend of the month, I come down with beef, Corey's beef at this point, and lamb and pork. Mostly at this point, I have pork. I've got a little lamb left. Corey has a little lamb left. We're gearing up on those, but Corey just harvested a steer today, and so we will have steaks, we will have stews, we will have ground beef, we will have all kinds of things for the July first weekend of July, which I think is June 30th, the Friday, and July 1st, the Saturday. So that's it for now. Over and out. Peace, love, and grooviness. Thanks again, and I appreciate you very much. I appreciate your time and your attention. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully I can look back from years ahead and go, oh God, that was dumb, or whatever, or yeah, he was doing it. That boy, that Mark, he was doing it, following the dream. Peace, love, grooviness, over and out. Bye. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, please leave a comment below, and also check out, every week I do a spiritual but not religious, reflective message that I call the Sunday message, and I use some of my music and I kind of touch base with a broad stroke, a large big picture version of what I'm doing, and every day I'm making videos and the animals are growing and changing, and the weather is changing, the topography is changing, the landscape is changing, and I'm documenting it as best I can, and I appreciate your time and your attention and your support. It means so much to me. Thank you. Peace, love, grooviness. Boom.